It's your pottery pal Heidi, and we're back again for another video. And today I'm going to show you how I make my slip cast planters. So let's get started. And if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. Okay, so we are going to cast a planter and a saucer. So the planter is bigger than the mug mold that we cast last week, and the planter will fit right into the saucer. You do put a hole in the bottom, and this does look pretty big, but once it shrinks, a 4-inch plastic pot fits right inside for anyone with a brown thumb, and for people with a green thumb, you can just plant directly in the planter. So let me cast these. The little saucer only needs to cast for about 25 minutes, and the planter about 40. Okay, so I'm going to let those set up, and then I'll be back to dump them. Okay, so it's been 15 minutes, so the saucer is ready to be poured out. So I have to wait another 15 minutes for the planter. So all I do is just take it and dump it. And then I set it on its side, just kind of like this, and let it drain for about 15 minutes, and then flip them all down. So I'll be back in 15. Okay, so I tipped the saucers back right side up, and so those will just dry until they lose that sheen, and then we'll trim those. And then the planters are ready to dump, so I'm going to dump one for you. All you do is just take it, pour it out, and then just let it drain. And then in about 15 minutes, I'll flip that up and then let it dry like the saucers, and then we'll trim them. Okay, so the molds have been sitting up. It's been a couple hours. They look good. That pour, it came out well. There aren't any drips or anything. So we're going to clean up the planter and the saucer. So let's grab the banding wheel. And I'm just going to clean up that rim first. And then we'll clean this edge up. And I'll go back around just to clean up any excess that I might have missed. That looks good. And then I'll let this sit overnight. I'll take it out tomorrow, show you how to clean that up. And then we just do the same thing with the saucer. Just clean up the excess slip from pouring it out. And then, oh, it's not centered. Clean the edge out. I'm gonna go back for a nice finishing scrape. Looks good. And we're gonna let that sit overnight, and then tomorrow I will take these out, show you how I clean them up. Okay, it's next day, and the planter and the saucer have set up, so it's time to clean them up. We're gonna start with the saucer. I'm just gonna pick it up and flip it into my hand. You can see it's a little flexible, but it's pretty stiff. It's a leather hard. And we're just gonna clean this edge up. And all we're trying to do is round that edge so it doesn't chip. So let's take a look. And it looks nice and rounded. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. And then we're going to clean up the planter. So I'm just going to gently pull it out. Okay. This one is a little more damp because it's a bigger mold and it doesn't have as much surface area on the top, like a flat surface area like the saucer, because it's in the mold so the air can't get to it as easily. So I'm just going to be a little more gentle when I clean this up. And all I do is kind of pinch on both sides as I go around. Same as if you're throwing and you're finishing the rim of your pot when you're compressing it. I'm just compressing it. I'm just trying to take the edge off again so that it doesn't chip. Okay, it doesn't take as long because it's softer, so I'm just going to show you that edge. Nice and round. And then there's one final step with the planter. I'm going to flip it upside down. And then I have this great little hole making tool. Got a little spring. And I'm just going to put the little hole maker in the middle. It's wet, it's gonna spring out. I'm gonna gently lift it up. You can see the little nub inside. I'm just gonna grab that. And now it's ready to bisque. And once it's bisqued, I'll show you how I glaze these. Okay, so I made a bunch of planters and a bunch of saucers. They are all out of the kiln. And so I'm going to wax the bottoms and then we're going to glaze them. So I just wanted to show you something about the planter. So I did end up putting that hole in the bottom. And so what I do is I take a cork, and I haven't been able to find a cork that fits perfectly. So what I do is I just carve it. Let's see, it's just carved down a little. And what I do is I go and I stick this in the bottom pretty firmly, because I don't want any of the wax from the electric frying pan to come inside. So I'm going to move the camera so I can show you this. Okay, so all you do is just take it and then gently dip it, and I'm just going to check the bottom to make sure, and you can see that wax doesn't come up inside. It's covered all the way on the bottom. I can't flip it up and show you. I'm going to set that aside, and then I just do the same thing. The saucers are so small, they just fit in the electric frying pan, so I just gently set it there, give it a little swirl, pick it up gently, shake any excess wax off, and set it to the side. So I'm going to let those dry, and then we will glaze these pieces. Okay, so the wax on the bottoms have dried. I'll just show you what it looks like. And again, that's soy wax. If you go back where I glaze the platter, I go into how the wax I use and how I melt it. So then that's the bottom of the planter. And so now it's time to glaze. And I'm going to do this color combination, which I call Music Festival. So we're going to do that. And this pink color goes on first. So let's mix that color up. gonna dip. I need a sponge. Okay, so we're gonna dip. Let's see. Zoom in a little. Let's zoom in a little. First, we're gonna dip the saucer, and I'm just gonna dip to about here. And I count 1, 2, 3. So it did something interesting. Sometimes what happens, I've noticed, if you dip these pieces in the wax when they're hot, fresh out of the kiln, sometimes it does this bubbling. And so I just go my finger, this is a very stable glaze, meaning it doesn't melt a lot. So I just kind of cover that over. It's got a little thin spot there. So I'm just going to gently take a little thicker part of the glaze from the side of the bucket and just gently smush that there. So there's that. We're going to set that aside. And then we need to, oh, you know what? We didn't clean up the bottom. Let's do that first. Okay. That cleaned, and now we're going to do the planter. And so when we put the wax on the bottom of the planter, we took the cork and we put it on the inside so the wax wouldn't come in. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that same thing so the glaze doesn't come on the inside. It just makes it easier when you are glazing. So that line will still come up to here, but then I'm just going to glaze the inside that mint color. So you'll see. I'm just going to take it, I'm going to dip it. And you'll see the glaze did not go on the inside. That cork worked. I'm going to clean the bottom off. Okay, I'm going to take the cork out. I'm going to set it aside for a second. And now we're going to glaze that mint color. So let's put that pink color aside. Need to back the camera up and get to the mint color. I need to mix that. Okay, now we're going to do the opposite. I'm going to do this, and I don't do this color as long. I only do this for 2 seconds. 1, 2. I'm going to clean the back off first this time. And I did that little thing again, so we're just going to gently, like that. I'm going to take a little bit thicker glaze from the side of the bucket and just gently add that. Okay, and then we're going to do the planter. So for the I gotta wash my hands. I just didn't want to grab the planter and put glaze all over it. Okay, so for the planter, what we're gonna do is we're gonna glaze the inside and then dunk it. So what we do this time is we put the cork in, but we put it on the outside, right? Okay, so we need a plastic cup. And let's start glazing. I'm just gonna pour that in. Okay, and then we are going to pour it out. And then you can take this out if you want. No, it's just 1, 2, pull it up. Just wait for it to dry before I flip it up. Got that band. There's a little bit of mint right there, so just gently blot it off. And whoa, what is this? This is part of the plastic bucket. My drill, the mixer on the end of the drill is going rogue and it's slicing into the bucket. Okay, so there's that. And we'll put those in the kiln and they will be out and I will show them to you. Okay, the kiln is finished and I'm going to show you what the pieces look like. So first the saucer that we dipped looks good. Zoom in here. Looks good. Just going to set that here. And then the planter. It looks nice. Whoa. Got the little hole, the bottom. And what's really nice about this is how well those planters fit right on the saucer. And I'm going to show you something really cool about mold making. Okay, so I used to make these a different size, but I redesigned them so these little 4-inch plastic pots, you don't want to plant directly in the planter, those 4-inch plastic pots fit perfectly right inside. So that's how I make my planters. Pottery's better with a pal, so if you liked this video, like, subscribe, and share with a friend. I'll see you next week. Bye.